Hello everyone, I'm Nikhil Mishra, founder of Setu Capital. Today I will be taking you people to very basics of the personal finance as to why do we need to invest. So we'll be going through various concepts of saving, spending and investing and looking at the pros and cons of what is the necessity for somebody to invest rather than save or spend more than what is required. So let me share a presentation with you all. So this will mainly be a part of a series which I will be doing for the investment awareness. So what are the three things which you can do with money? You can either spend, you can save, or you can invest. So if you keep spending more than what you should be doing is, then at the end of the day, at the end of your time, when you have when you won't be able to work, then after that you will have to rely on somebody else for maintaining your livelihood, which is not a good thing. So obviously you have to spend, but you have to take into consideration your lifestyle and your future requirements when you will not be in a position to to uh, go for a work or have to retire due to medical conditions, etc. The second thing you can do with money is you can save it, but there are problems of simply keep saving money. There is something called as the inflation. Basically, what happens is that with passage of time, money loses its own value, or purchasing power of the same amount of money it declines. We'll look into this particular phenomenon in our future in our next slides. And the third is the invest. So investments is the wisest thing which you can do with whatever surplus money you have after taking into account your own personal expenses. So what is the impact of inflation on money? So for a hypothetical scenario, what do we assume is, well, let's say we assume a 5% inflation rate. So uh, although if you are living in a metro city or in a larger town, then the inflation of for a normal middle class or above middle class person is generally in the range of 8 to 10%, particularly if you take into account the education and healthcare expenses, which which are growing at much faster rates as compared to the normal inflation. So if you have, let's say, savings of 1 lakh rupees today, so after 5 years, the same savings will have a purchasing power of 80,000 rupees. And after 15 years of 50,000 rupees, and after 20 years, you will be only be able to buy goods worth 35,000 rupees from 1 lakh rupees what you have right now. If we have assumed an inflation of 5%, then in the other case, if you have expenses, let's say whatever products you purchase right now at 30,000 rupees, same thing will cost you 40,000 rupees 5 years hence, and 60,000 15 years hence, and 80,000 20 years hence. What does it mean? So there is a double whammy. You are getting affected on both on the saving side and expenses side. So inflation basically eats away your savings. So it nibbles away your purchasing power. So what should be done in this case? So you have to choose an investment that will help preserve purchasing power. That means that investment should grow faster than the rate at which prices are rising. Means the investment should be able to generate returns which are greater than the inflation rate. So what are the various options where you can invest? General ones are property, insurance, bank deposits, gold, stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. Although in India's case, insurance is also considered as a investment option, but basically insurance is for protection. Just because there was not much pull of the product, and insurance basically is a push product. So they have mixed obviously the investment component and formed a unit-linked insurance premium, which should not be considered as investment, and it's not a good investment option. But coming back to the point, so there are various options available for you to invest. What should you choose? Where to invest? So there are two types of assets where you can invest. There can be growing assets or there can be income generating assets. The growing assets can be stocks, equity, mutual funds, land, gold, arts and collections. And income generating assets can be bank deposit, debt mutual funds, bonds, KVP, Kisan Vikas Patra, and National Savings Certificate or PPFs. PPF, sorry. So, what are the combinations of things which will be ideal for an investment? It should have returns, good returns. It should be giving you dividends. It should always also be having liquidity. The risks should be manageable. There should be flexibility in designing the contours of investment. That you can invest at this particular point in time, then again you can invest. And there should be tax benefits. Means the government believes that while you are investing in something, it is beneficial for the society, and that's why giving you tax benefits. And it considers it to be better for you that you are investing. So, although in the in the table on the left hand side, you will find many asset classes, but not all asset classes have a combination of all these investment properties. But stocks and mutual funds, particularly, have combination of all. Now, if we, for example, most people, most Indians have majority of their uh, investments parked in some or the other form in the form of real estate or land or commercial properties or residential properties, which are generally non-yielding and used for consumption or domestic or personal purposes. The problem with real estate in India is that it's highly illiquid. You might have a very good portfolio, but generally it is found that there are not readily available buyers for the same property. The second component is that in order to make the deal go through, nearly what it's my personal observation is that in metro cities, you will find that nearly 5 to 10% of the cost simply goes in making the property commercially viable. Means you will have to give brokerage charges, you will have to do some redevelopment of the project in order to sell it, and that too you will have to wait for a buyer to come, for a buyer to appear. Now, what should be the course of action? What you should be doing after learning about that? Yes, investments have to be done. Where it has to be done has also been outlined in the previous slide. Now, the rule of thumb for the investments is going to be. Let me outline that for you. So, don't confuse speculation with investing. Speculation is different. Investing is different. Avoid trading based on news flow or tips from others. You have to also set practical financial goals. You cannot be having means unreasonable return expectations. On an average, if you are investing in purely equity related products, you should have an expectation based on the past returns of around 12 to 14%. Anything beyond that is generally not achievable. That too, if you are diversifying the products, that it becomes rare, it becomes very difficult to achieve returns more than that. And for that, very few fund managers are able to do that consistently. They might do it for a short period of time, but that's not going to be consistent. And that too, it can happen if the asset under managements are less, but it will not be the case when asset under managements are large. Now, the next thing is you have to invest for a longer period of time. So, in general, markets in the short term run on emotions, in the medium term on liquidity, and in the long term on fundamentals. All we can have a grip on is anticipating the fundamental changes in the business, and that to the basket of businesses which you might own. Anything else is merely speculation, and you should avoid it. That's why investing for a long period of time using the help of systematic investment plans, be it in stocks or mutual funds, simply averages out. Means if you are purchasing it in a rising environment, then obviously you will buy at an average price because you will be buying at every rise. And if you are buying in a declining environment, then also you'll be buying at every dip. So you'll have an average price. Nobody in this world can find out the direction of the markets because it's very complex, and it's a it's a second and third layer of thinking can get involved into it. Now, the next point would be is to take help of professionals only who are registered. Don't take help from professionals or people who are not registered, because there is certainly we have a very competent regulator, and we have a regulatory body which 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 takes care of the qualifications and the credibility of people who are registered and are giving you and providing you services. Last last and most important will be my personal advice to you all is, don't get into derivatives without proper knowledge. Warren Buffett has also said that they are weapons of financial mass destruction. So generally, it is found that people who use derivatives mainly in order to enhance the returns using leverage will found out that for a period of time they will be making a lot of money. But suddenly there will be some occurrence in some of the other day. In 3, 4 trading sessions, all their profits get wiped out. And it has happened again and again. It has happened from the time of Jesse Livermore to what to till now. So this is an age-old wisdom which I have thought of imparting you all. So I hope these basic primers on investing and personal finance was helpful to you. Thanks for patiently listening to this presentation. I hope you all to have a better investing future. So thank you very much.